What's up guys, I'm back with the next workout since my hernia surgery and also since I started fasting about 2 weeks ago. So I'm going into my third week. Real quick, the glue has come off and there's a little scar here, but hey, I'm actually feeling a lot stronger than I had previously. Patching up that hole has been great so far. Now I know a lot of you guys are concerned that I'm probably training too hard since I've had the surgery and I should probably wait the 6 weeks. Listen, you gotta understand something also. The type of training that I'm doing is probably about 15% of the intensity that I'm used to doing. And you'll see what I mean, especially with today's workout. Last video was an exploration. This video is more of an actual workout. It's actually taken from Scott Abel's Met training routine. There's a link down below if you're interested in following along, or you can just follow this day 3 routine that I'm gonna follow here today. Shoulders and rotation. So of course we're gonna work the shoulders. There's a little bit, the reason why I like this routine is because there's a little bit of bodybuilding and there's also a little bit of functional movement patterns associated with it. So we're gonna begin with a light kettlebell snatch. Again, guys, I'm not going heavy, not really stimulating the core to any great degree. It's just movement. I need to be able to maintain movement capacity and a certain level of structural integrity and strength. So we begin with kettlebell snatches, really light. Then we're gonna go barbell presses, 3 sets of 10, and then you superset it with reverse cable wood chops. The volume is a bit higher than I'm used to, and also specifically with how many exercises are being done, and also because the reps are a bit higher, of course the intensity is gonna be a little bit lower. Dumbbell press is the third superset with wood chops, cable wood chops, 3 sets, 8 to 15 reps. Lateral raises with kettlebell swings. Again, these are all gonna be done light, especially the kettlebell swings, because there is a core component to it. Javelin press, you'll be able to see me do that with the cables, as well as choke slams or rope slams. I'll be doing that with the cable also, followed by 2 core exercises again, going light with the barbell Russian twist, 3 sets of 10, and then 3-weight plank holds. These are static exercises. There's no movement, so I'll be holding it just to maintain that bracing capacity of my core. So that's it, follow along with this workout. See you guys in a little bit. Beginning with this light kettlebell. Boom. Yeah, really good. Again, I'm just doing this to warm it up. Not gonna go too heavy. I'm used to challenging myself with high intensities. I have to really force myself not to grab that heavier kettlebell. But by keeping the rest intervals short, volume high, there's still a stimulus there. Boom, moving on. One exercise that takes a lot out of you. Full body, frontal plane, transverse plane. But focusing on that form, movement, creates a different kind of intensity. So going on the 3rd week of fasting, I haven't lost a pound yet, really. I mean, a little bit of water weight, but body weight's pretty much the same, stuck around 210, which is all right. You know, I'm not looking to lose or gain. think part of the reason why I've been able to maintain so much weight too is I've been eating a lot of rice. Rice has a tendency to hold water. I've been eating like almost 2 cups. 2.5 cups of cooked rice every night at dinner. First superset down, I'm already soaked. It's hot as hell here in Florida anyway. Plus no fans because it messes up the audio. Various reasons, my levator scapula often gets tight on this side. That's why a lot of times in some of my older videos you see me doing this after the set. So I'm gonna hit a quick levator scap stretch. I've showed you this in other videos in between sets here. Those of you who have a tendency to shrug your shoulders up, even in standing posture, oftentimes it's because of a tight levator scapula. Just think about the term levator, like elevator, scapula. It raises the scapula. So it's one of those muscles you wanna, if you wanna increase your posture, improve your posture, you gotta depress your scapula. The exact opposite, and that stretch I just did does that for you. Quick levator scapula stretch, both sides, before I do the next set. This is where corrective stretching makes sense. When you feel those muscles that are hypertonic jumping in at inappropriate times, destroying your movement capacity, immediately go and stretch it. I've had guys that have had years worth of bad knee problems come here and I tell them to do lunges. They tell me they can't do it. I just can't do it, my knees hurt. One simple stretch, all of a sudden they think it's magic and they're doing all the stretches and all the exercises they couldn't do previously. It's just a matter of loosening that muscle briefly so that you're allowed to do the exercise without pain or dysfunction. Probably go a little heavier for the last set. What up? Yep. You come in. Just come. Come through.
Hey, how the hell are you?
It's one of those exercises where if you're not careful, the traps, at least in my case, the traps will jump in and take over. So stretching them in between sets is good. That's probably one of the best exercises. The posterior chain, meaning hamstrings, glutes, thoracic extension. It's also great for core, abdominals. Should be definitely on everybody's top 5 list, I'd say. Top 5, maybe top 6. We'll give it number 6. So I'm switching up the exercises a little bit. Instead of the javelin throw, which is what Scott had in his routine, I'm gonna do single arm cable push. It's an integrated exercise similar to the cable chops, using the legs and the core, but it's a front push. It's a horizontal push instead of a vertical push. Just, you know, intuitively, I feel like that just needs to be done. And then followed by the same rope slam. So we'll just check that out for a moment. These full body integrated exercises are great for fitness, overall fitness. You know, of course I'm using the muscles. I'm also working the pattern. I'm also integrating movement patterns, building new motor engrams, but also the cardiovascular component just makes it a big bang exercise. You know, you're hitting so many different energy systems, muscular recruitment patterns and stuff. Definitely integrate them into your routines. If you feel like everything you need to do is for gains, meaning it's going to stimulate hypertrophy, then you're missing a whole boat of fitness, whole realm of fitness that you wouldn't otherwise achieve just by bodybuilding or powerlifting alone. I'm gonna do plank holds, but the way I'm gonna do plank holds is very unique in that the very same way that I teach the deadlift, and I use a dowel rod to keep people's spine lined up and not having too many excessive curves or negative curves in the spine. I'm gonna do the same thing with the dowel rod. You'll see how I do this. The best way to do this is with a partner that can cue you, but I'll also do it in the mirror from time to time. And the same rules apply. I wanna be able to keep this stick on my body the whole time. I want it to touch the top of my head, or the back of my head, the middle of my back, and my butt. And I don't want there to be too many excessive curves exposed as I do it. So a lot of people will need to, at least myself, I'll need to tuck my butt under a little bit. Find this position. Boom. Probably one of the best exercises for core strength and posture. For me, I felt myself having to fight my shoulders down. Again, this is just a function of having really tight levator scapular muscles. So I'm gonna actually stretch those before I do the next set. The tendency to shrug up is very high with most people who do a lot of, strongman or powerlifting exercises. Things where you're doing power cleans, anytime you're doing deadlifts, that tendency to want to shrug is going to be present. But it leads to faulty recruitment patterns, poor posture. Poor posture leads to poor breathing capacity as well as movement capacity. So we're going to do everything that we can to minimize the impact of our weight training on our lifestyle, really. So I'm going to hit this next set. Main focus, drawing the belly in, tucking the butt under, keeping the ears as far away from the neck as possible. That's it. Hey, pretty good workout. Like I said, it was movement based, using very moderate or light weights. Still put together here. Listen, if you have hernia surgery or if you have a hernia and you need to do a routine that doesn't aggravate the injury and you want to maintain your movement capacity and some gains, a workout like this might be suitable for you. Hope that helps. Talk to you next time.